They lit up college hoops, dropped 30 like it was nothing. But where are they now? Overseas? Out the game? In the league? Let's find out what really happened to the last top college scorers. Tyler Harvey. Man, that kid was a bucket. Junior year at Eastern Washington University, he lit up the nation and led all of college Division I basketball in scoring. But it just wasn't the points. It was how he got them. Off the dribble, off the catch, 4 threes made a game, a 43% lefty release, quick as lightning, and he worked off screens like a pro, drew fouls like a vet, and still finished at the rim with both hands. Yeah, sure, he wasn't the biggest or the flashiest, but he had heart. Late night in the gym, ice in his veins, coaches trusted him, teammates followed him. He even dropped 27 points in the NCAA tournament and put Eastern Washington University back on the map. Tyler wasn't just scoring, he was making a statement. He belonged. After college, Harvey took his game global. Drafted by the Magic in 2015, he made his mark in the G League, then lit it up in Europe. Now he plays in China, where he still proves to be a bucket. Now, if you want to talk about underrated killers, look no further than James Edward Daniel III. Back in 2016, this Howard University guard led the entire nation in scoring with 28.6 points per game. That's right, the entire NCAA. Standing at just 6 feet tall, he played like a giant. Pulled up threes, fearless drives, and free throws are automatic. Defenses threw everything at him, and he still dropped buckets. Game after game, he wasn't just putting up points, he was carrying a program, putting HBCU hoops back in the spotlight. But then Daniel decided to transfer to Tennessee, bringing veteran leadership and that scorer's mindset to a deep Tennessee squad. He didn't need 30 a game anymore. He became a spark plug, a playmaker, and a steady hand off the bench. From HBCU star to SEC contributor, James proved that he could hoop at any level. Currently, James Daniel is now a YouTube basketball player that competes primarily in one-on-one games for channels such as Off the Dribble, Ball is Life, and The Next Chapter under the name Bird. Meet Marcus Nee. This guy was built to score. Well, not really. He only stood at 5'9", and if he wasn't wearing a basketball jersey, you're probably confused him for an equipment manager. But nonetheless, in 2017, he became the first player in 20 years to average 30 points per game at Central Michigan. He lit up everyone. Pull-up threes, deep range, fearless drives. He wasn't just a scorer, he was a show. Unfortunately, with all that scoring he did, he still got undrafted in the 2017 draft and went overseas. Currently now he's playing for a team in Germany. You know, there shouldn't be too much said about this player, but if you don't know him, let me tell you. Trae Young, as a true freshman at Oklahoma, was must-watch TV. He led the nation in both points and assists. That's never been done before. Pulling up from way beyond the arc, dropping dimes off the ball screens, breaking down defenders, he looked like a Steph Curry, but in crimson. Nearly 30 points and 9 assists per game through the first 10 games is insane. Sure, he was undersized and the defense needed work, but his vision and his range was unreal. Trae turned every game into a show and left college hoop fans wanting more. Trae Young is one of the great young talents in the league and the future face of the NBA. Now, let's get into this guy right here, Chris Clemons at Campbell University. In 2019, he led the entire NCAA in scoring, averaging 30 points per game at just 5'9". He was different. Pull-up threes from NBA range, acrobatic finishes. He had a crazy vertical at the rim. He was basically looking like a Spud Webb. He became the third all-time leading scorer in Division I history. Clemons would go undrafted, but the Houston Rockets saw the spark in him. He dropped 24 points in the game and proved he could hang. After an Achilles injury, he battled back and played in the G League, and now he's still hooping overseas, still getting buckets, and still proving size doesn't measure the heart. In 2019, Marcus Howard's senior year was something special. He averaged 27 points per game, leading the nation. He would end up breaking and surpassing all of Marquette's scoring records. His 52-point game against Providence tied a Big East record and showcased his clutch genes. Marcus Howard ended up becoming Marquette all-time scoring leader, surpassing 2,700 career points. After going undrafted in 2020, he briefly played for the Denver Nuggets and their G League affiliate teams. In 2025, he currently plays basketball under a team called Basconia in Spain, where he will be under contract to 2028. Meet Max Abmas. He turned Oral Roberts into a national headline. Standing just under 6 feet tall, he led the entire NCAA in scoring, averaging 24.5 points per game. He had unlimited range, ice in his veins, and a gear defenders couldn't match. He dropped 30 points 10 plus times that season. Then came the NCAA tournament. Max scored 29 points against Ohio State, 26 points versus Florida, and nearly pulled off a Sweet 16 stunner. Suddenly, the whole country knew his name. Efficient, fearless, and totally unguardable. Max would declare for the NBA draft in 2024 and would go undrafted, but he is now currently in the G League, playing with the Salt Lake Cities. I'd like for you guys to meet Peter Kiss. In 2021, he led the Division I basketball in scoring, averaging 25 points per game for Bryant University. His aggressive style and on-court antics made him a polarizing figure. Some fans loved him, others hated him, but no one could ignore his scoring ability. Despite his standout performance, Kiss went undrafted in the 2022 NBA draft. His reputation for technical fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct during games may have influenced NBA teams' decisions. He played overseas in the Mexico League, but currently now I have no idea where he's at. It's like he disappeared off the face of the earth, but hopefully he could pop back and play basketball. Meet Anthony Davis. He was a scoring champion in the 2022 season. He led the entire NCAA with a jaw-dropping 28 points per game, but that was no fluke. Over 5 seasons at Detroit Mercy, Davis averaged 25 points per game, finishing with 3,664 career points. Just 3 points shot of Pistol Pete all-time record. From deep range, dagger drives, Anthony Davis turned his scoring into an art form. Undersized but unstoppable. He left defenders spinning and fans speechless. And in 2023, he would go undrafted, but now he plays for a G League team. And finally, introducing you guys to our first center on this list, Zach Edey. Zach wasn't just big, he was unstoppable. In his senior year at Purdue, he averaged over 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. Pure dominance. No one in the country could match his inside presence. Zach led Purdue to a 29-4 regular season record and a deep NCAA tournament run, all while earning back-to-back National Player of the Year honors. From double teams to triple threats, he handled it all and made history as one of the most dominant big men college hoops had ever seen. Zach Edey's senior year, simply legendary. In the 2024 NBA draft, Zach Edey would end up being selected with the 9th overall pick by the Memphis Grizzlies. Over there, he would still prove to be a major factor, helping this team to a playoff run. Meet Eric Dixon. He is the leading scorer in college basketball for a reason. As he has shown Villanova for a burly 6'8" guy, he has averaged 23 points on 45% from the field. As he passed the Wildcats to a 21-15 record during that time span, he resurrected Nova hopes for a Big East Conference play and March Madness in the process. While his jumper is going to be his calling card from an NBA perspective, Eric's scoring comes off a heavy dose of mid-post ISOs, picking and rolling, finishing close out, offensive rebounds, bullying weaker opponents with his back to the basket, and skillfully one-on-one techs from the perimeter showing his impressive ball handling footwork. Body control and scoring instinct for someone who is 265 pounds. We'll be watching to see if he could translate this scoring to the next level. Right now, he has not shown that he has opted to go in the NBA draft, so he might stay another year because he was redshirted his freshman year, but eventually we will see. But you guys, outside of Trae Young, there has not really been a guy that could hold his own in the NBA. It seems like scoring a lot of points in the college does not really mean a thing. But overall, it just shows you that there's so many other factors that really makes you ready for the NBA. But overall, if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel for more sports content. We're on the road for 1,000 subs and you definitely don't want to miss out.